Round 3, heat number 2 is on to the Hurley Pro. Two goofy foots from different parts of the world going head-to-head. Italo Ferreira leading the Rookie of the Year race into a stop number 8 on tour, and Matty Wilkinson. During the break, we got this underway, Potts, with Italo.
Yeah, Italo, and this is what I was talking about. Italo caught this wave further up from where both Julian and Miguel were sitting, and have a look at this thing right now. This is the kind of wave Julian was dying for, but just wasn't in the right place for. Have a look at that surfing right there. Just so much speed down the line, so much power, so much confidence this kid carries. And just to remind you guys, this guy is a rookie. This is his first year on tour, inside the top 10, and is not looking like he's stopping. And you know, this is one of the events where
in the world, and Jaddy always told us about what this kid could produce on the world tour someday. We always heard about his airs, sitting in a lineup, mastering a place that can change every day according to the swell and conditions. Late takeoff for the rookie. Italo Ferreira blasts his board out, doesn't reverse, comes around forward and hits it off the lip again. Sticks that through the whitewater. Still with a ton of energy, he goes down. Now into the back end of Matty Wilkinson towards the tail end of this ride. We'll bring it down from start to finish in just a moment. Sitting in a lineup, mastering a place that can change every day according to the swell and conditions. Late takeoff for the rookie. Italo Ferreira blasts his board out, doesn't reverse, comes around forward and hits it off the lip again. Sticks that through the whitewater. Still with a ton of energy, he goes down. Now into the back end of Matty Wilkinson towards the tail end of this ride. We'll bring it down from start to finish in just a moment. Ferreira already has an 8.67.
wow.
What a radical maneuver to start with, Potts.
Yeah, Julian Wilson would have paid good money for that one right now.
Big time.
You know, and that was just sitting in a different spot. Let's have a look at Italo. This was on the way back out. Taking off late with a wave on his shoulders. Have a look at that. Look at that control there from Italo Ferreira, putting a lot of pressure on that front foot, getting those fins out of the water, up and over the white. How's the spring in the step this kid's got? He is hungry, and Matty Wilco's opening wave. This is further up the point as well. Big snap to start off with. Beautiful positioning right there from Matty Wilco. And another one. Watch this floater maneuver. Look at the spring he gets out of that there. These goofy footers are having an absolute ball out here at Trestles.
Thank you very much, Rosie, and thanks for Miguel for being so open about the last few events. Working hard with his father, former competitor Wagner Pupo, talented surfboard shaper as well. The venue, as we continue with that goofy foot theme, it's been dominating all event long, and here's one right now. Ferreira blitzes the first section. Little carve back into the source. Set up snap off the top to get down the line, jams it off the top again, and now looking for something big. He coils up for the full rotation, backside air, sits down behind it, incomplete, and Wilco swinging behind him. Carve in the pocket, one more off the top for Matty Wilkinson. Remember, Matt had a 6.17 before. Italo got a 4.83 on that second move. This heat is just building up here.
That's the confidence Italo Ferreira's got to think he's going to make that last turn. That last maneuver was just, there's so much rotation involved. Let's have a look at Matty Wilco's first. A couple of beautiful turns there, precise, clean surfing from Matty Wilco. It served him well yesterday, and he's just bringing that to the table right now. A 6.17 to kick things off, needing a 7.34 in wave 2. Let's have a look at Italo Ferreira. Jams it off the top. Watch how quick he's into his turns and out of them again. Just carrying a lot of speed, jams it off the top. Bang again. Now here's where he gets going. Watch the rotation on this thing. All the way around. And just didn't quite ride out of that. Italo Ferreira, I tell you what, he was ever so close at pulling that off. Complete rotation. Back foot off the board. And managed to almost get back up. So the young Brazilian, so confident right now.
Right, and then he's coming here. We expect him to do well in places like this. You know, right-hand point breaks. He grew up on a wave like this. We saw all the video come out before the season, and we're just going, wow, look at this kid, what he can do. And he's bringing that same style, that same free surfing approach to riding waves here in the lineup.
So true. Thank you, Pete. As we're watching Wilkinson just rifle off a couple of solid backside hooks and a clean finisher to try to come back against Italo Ferreira. To Pete's point, this is a venue he's expected to do well at. Even Brazilians are saying it's a surprise to see Italo doing so well in really hollow conditions. The wave he grew up on doesn't get above 3 feet, really, ever. So they're just seeing his confidence growing on tour.
Yeah, and talk about confidence. Watch this for Matty Wilco. How about that for confidence? And then to finish this thing off, watch this next turn. Matty Wilco, bang, throws that tail out, slides it almost all the way around. He liked that one right there. That was a great comeback wave, needing an 8.01. I reckon it's going to be close, Joe. I think he's right back in this heat.
To kind of pulse again as the tide turned, and it was so dead out there. It's pretty slow in this heat as well, but I think after they saw our heat, they'd be catching a lot more waves, and Miguel only had a 7 and a 5 and maybe got a 5 on it, but I wasn't really looking to start with a 5, and that ended up being the best score of the heat. And I don't know, it was just a frustrating one for sure.
Thanks so much for your time, Julian. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, we'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Chelsea. Julian Wilson clearly disappointed with the loss, as he'll have to move on into the European leg to get himself back in the title race. Meanwhile, the Goofy Footers are going ballistic, trading waves. Italo passing Wilco on the inside. Fin throw reverse. He can do those with his eyes closed and keeping that upper body posture perfectly straight. Totally different approach than anything we're used to seeing. He's making his own name on the tour as we check out the replay of this last exchange.
Yeah, it's been a strange morning, and it's going to continue that form. Both guys on 14.17 two-wave totals. It is a dead heat at the moment. Matty Wilco jamming this one all the way through. Is he going to ride out of that? Not really, so incomplete at the end of that wave there. That is going to hurt. He's trying to replace a 6.17. Italo Ferreira looking to replace a 5.50. Up and over the top there. How's the spring in the step this kid's got? You talk about this maneuver with his eyes closed. I reckon he could do it with one hand tied behind his back as well. But I'll tell you what, Italo Ferreira there trying to just stamp his authority in that last wave, trying to break this deadlock. 14.17, both guys. It's a dead heat at the moment. And again, you get these sneaky wide ones, and that's what Matty Wilco's having a look at right now.
Gliding in, the Australian Goofy Foot getting started. Rock and roll float for Wilco. Crispy turn off the top, just using that whitewater well. Extending the float. He'll earn a little bonus inside corner. Hacks it off the top, drawn out bottom turn and 6 it straight up, and there's the fire from Matty Wilkinson. Did a lot of hard work to start a series of floats and climbs, which can be really challenging to do, and really earn that inside track.
You talk about that sort of transition between his turns. Once he gets that rhythm going, it's like a pendulum, and he just keeps smacking that lip, and that's exactly what he did on that occasion. He wants to try and break this deadlock at the moment. Italo, even though they're both on the same points, Joe, Italo with the lead due to the 8.67, the single highest score, will always get the nod. So Matty Wilco trying to separate that. Needs to better a 6.1 on this wave right here. Bangs it off the top again, straight into it. See how we talk about that pendulum? There's like top turn, straight into the bottom turn, comes around the section, connects a couple more times. You talked about that bonus section right there. What's the fire in Matty Wilco? That's what we want to see.
Your waves, if you don't complete your waves, similar to what happened to Italo. He had a really good score going on, but he didn't finish that last move.
Finalist Owen Wright, the only Goofy Foot winner, Luke Egan, way back in the day, as we check out the form of Matt Wilkinson one more time.
Yeah, this is a little bit more of an insider right here for Matty Wilco. I don't think well, maybe it is going to go into his top 2. A couple of beautiful turns right there. Matty Wilco's found some fire, that's for sure, and just does that, busts that tail out, gets that board spinning. Looking to replace a 6.50 and put a little bit more pressure on Italo Ferreira, who needs a 5.83 at the moment. There it is, 7.27. Italo now needing a 6.60. A little bit more aggression in between. He breaks it up a little bit more, but still really radical. Here we go.
This is Wilco. Already has the lead. He's just doing setup work for something big. It's a rodeo attempt, and he goes out the back. I get so excited when I see him go for that maneuver. That one incomplete. With Freddie P's retirement that he let out after that opening round win. This is Wilkinson once again. Just up and out. Selly's just looking at a little bit of everything. Italo does have priority, and there's more waves coming through.
Looks like a good set right now, and it's sort of swinging towards Italo Ferreira. He's going to have to go. 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
Needs a 6.6 here to turn it. Deep off the bottom. Great timing to start off this right. Quick jam down the line. Carving through the next section. He'll work through this inside track. Jamming it off the top. fighting the fins out to finish. Showing the judges a lot to try to earn himself the lead.
How quick was that last turn? That was like a Bruce Lee. What just jamming that last turn in there. Italo Ferreira just full of fire right now. You figured he's been surfing full on for the last 28 minutes, and that last wave there just had as much energy as the first one he caught. Let's have a look here. Up and riding. Knows he needs just a medium range score. Beautiful opening turn right there. Jams it off the top again, driving down the line. I love that way he just sits low on that bottom turn, springs into step, and this last turn right here, finishing off right there, just bang, just throws that tail out, gives himself a clap. Come on, he says. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Is he going to take the lead with that? A 6.6 required.
Score, it's going to be very close on the decider. With 30 seconds to go, Italo will just grab an insider, do a pop shove it, and that one will be incomplete. Still relying on his wave before, as we're already into the countdown.
Yeah, 15 seconds to go, and there it is, Joe.
Scores now in for the wave previous for Italo Ferreira.
My.
A 6.63. That's enough to take the lead off Matty Wilkinson. Now with a couple of seconds on the clock, this wave is now important. Wilco goes down on the finish, and after about a couple of minute wait, they make the decision, going in favor of the Brazilian Goofy Foot, who's leading the Rookie of the Year race.
5.03.